Good evening, all. It is my privilege to introduce today's moderator, Dr. Talha Rahman. Dr. Talha Rahman is a dedicated and passionate educator specializing in Islamic studies, holding a PhD in the field from Jamia Millia Islamia, New Delhi, 2014 to 2019. With 3 years of teaching experience, she focuses on fostering inclusive learning environments that cater to the individual needs of diverse learners. Dr. Talha emphasizes creativity, critical thinking, and the application of religious ethics to contemporary life, promoting values such as moderation, respect for human dignity, and tolerance. Currently, Dr. Talha serves as an Islamic education teacher at Amity Private School in Sharjah, UAE. She is actively involved in continuous professional development, CPD, offering masterclasses as a subject expert and providing demonstrations to other teachers. Her teaching methodology includes differentiated instruction and a reflective approach, integrating digital literacy and 21st century skills into her lessons. Beyond the classroom, Dr. Talha has contributed to global academic discussions through her work with Contending Modernities, an online project of the Keough School of Global Affairs at the University of Notre Dame, Indiana, 2021 to 22. Hearty welcome, Dr. Talha. Please proceed. We wish you all the best.
Thank you, sir, for those very kind words.
Yes, Dr. Talha, you can start. Yeah.
Sure. Good evening, everyone, and a heartfelt welcome to each one of you. We at Extra Mile Education and Training are truly delighted to have you with us for today's session. Founded by the visionary Dr. Abdul Salam under the banner of BTAG, Extra Mile is committed to equipping educators with the tools, insight, and inspiration needed to thrive in today's evolving educational landscape, covering a wide spectrum from inclusive education and digital pedagogy to leadership development and classroom innovation. We empower teachers to align their practice with the transformative goals of Vision 2020. With a growing network of expert facilitators and a blend of online and in-person workshops, we proudly support the professional growth of educators across India, Southeast Asia, and Gulf region. A very special welcome to our program director, Dr. Abdul Salam, who is ever inspiring, and to Mr. Biju S, treasurer of the Bharat Transformers Academic Group, and to our distinguished speaker for today, Ms. Shalini Narula. Your presence today is a source of inspiration, and we are deeply grateful for the light you continue to shine on the path of educational excellence. It is my honor to introduce our program director, Dr. Abdul Salam, a distinguished CBSE trainer and a government empaneled assessor with the National Accreditation Board of Education and Training. As the visionary founder and CEO of both Extra Mile Education and BTAG, Dr. Salam has been a driving force in educational innovation, passionately advancing teacher development and capacity building across the nation. His unwavering commitment to excellence continues to shape the future of learning and inspire educators at every level. Sir, we look forward to your inspiring words. May I now request you to deliver the welcome address.
Thank you, Dr. Talha.
Over to you, sir.
Good evening, respected resource person, Ms. Shalini Narula, Mr. Biju S, and all the educators who have joined. And thank you so much for joining. Though these are the, holidays and festive occasions. And first of all, hearty greetings on the occasion of Onam and related festivities. And also a belated Teachers' Day, happy Teachers' Day to everybody. Thank you so much for your contribution to education. As per National Education Policy, the requirement is so much so that we have to, upgrade and upskill ourselves to meet the requirements. So this particular session offered by Shalini ma'am. Shalini ma'am has selected the topic, and she approached us. She wanted to, put it across all the educators so that NEP 2020's vision can be fulfilled by making, efforts from all the sides. As the scenario is different from the past, in which the we are dealing with a different, new generations, or alpha or beta generations, or Z generations. Uh, it is very, different, nevertheless, to say that, the classroom management techniques and student management techniques all are changing, and we have to, swim across the current. Mm. So that is the situation. Unless and until we update and upskill and upgrade ourselves, it's very difficult to manage the classroom and the students. So we have to take a psychological approach to cater to the needs of the students. So it is high time that we upgraded, upskilled ourselves. Self-development is the key to the success of every classroom transaction. So on everybody's behalf, I take this opportunity to thank Shalini ma'am for offering this session, and let us lend our ears to her and take away the what do you call, the thoughts and intakes and all the processes and of self development as an educator. So thank you so much, everybody, for joining. Hearty welcome once again. Over to the moderator. Thank you so much.
Happy Teachers' Day, sir. Thank you so much for those insightful words and for setting the tone for what promises to be a rich learning experience today. Ladies and gentlemen, we are also privileged to have with us Mr. Biju S. Pillai, a veteran educator and the principal of Sri Chitra Public School, Trivandrum. It is an honor, sir, to have you with us today. I request Biju, sir, to share his thoughts with the gathering.
Thank you, Talha ma'am. Good evening, most respected Program Director Abdul Salam sir, today's resource person Shalini ma'am, and all other educators present in today's evening in our platform. So, as usual, today's topic also is very important: upskilling strategies. So, actually, what is the aim behind this repeating the same topic is that as long as we are sticking on in our profession as teachers, as the digital platform is coming, so NEP in India emphasis more on skill-based, competition-based learning. So for all that, we have to the same way online teaching, AI tools. So to get updated, teachers also have to be well equipped with all these methodologies. So instead of that old way, as our Salam sir told, from the rote learning, shifting from the rote learning to creative, critical thinking and collaborative way of teaching methodologies, we all teachers have to get updated. So let us lend our ears to today's scholars, Sally ma'am's class, for getting more updation and to be a good educator in our classrooms. So I conclude my speech. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. This evening, we gather to explore upskilling strategies for educators as required by National Education Policy 2020. NEP 2020 emphasizes continuous professional development to help teachers adapt to new pedagogies, integrate technology, and nurture 21st century skills among students. Upskilling is not just about acquiring new techniques, but also about rethinking classroom practices, embracing innovation, and aligning education with the policy's vision of holistic, inclusive, and learner centered growth. This session will guide us in understanding practical strategies to meet these evolving expectations. Before we begin, here are a few norms to ensure a smooth and engaging experience that I would request all the participants today to follow. Please type your queries in the chat box during the session. If you like to ask a question live, use the raise hand feature and wait for your name to be called. For certificates, a link will be posted towards the end of the session, so please stay tuned till the very end. Let me now introduce today's speaker, Ms. Shalini Narula, an accomplished middle school coordinator with over 15 years of experience in leading CBSE schools. She brings a rich academic portfolio with an MA in English Literature, an MCA, an MEd, and a diploma in training and development. An expert in English and social studies, she is recognized for her innovative strategies and pedagogy, her impactful contributions, including presenting papers on mindfulness practices for Generation Alpha. She has also published articles in reputed newspapers. Her dedication to holistic education and academic excellence defines her inspiring journey as an educator. Ma'am, we are thrilled to have you here with us on this evening. On behalf of all the participants, I welcome you and invite you to begin today's session on upskilling strategies for educators, NEP 2020 requirement. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Salam, ma'am. Good evening, Salam, sir. Good evening, Biju, sir. Good evening, Mridula, ma'am. So with your permission, can I start and share my screen?
Please, please. Thank you.
Is my screen visible, Tala, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. It's visible.
Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yesterday was Teachers' Day, and as Salam sir rightly said, that today is another auspicious day. So I would like to begin with wishing all the educators and dignitaries present here Happy Teachers' Day. And starting with this quote, when we think we know, we cease to learn. Let's make this quote as anchor of our today's session and move ahead and understand why self-development, what is self-development, and why it is need of the hour today. Why we, the teachers, have to come forward, upskill ourselves, as rightly said by Reman sir, to cater the educational storms that we are facing nowadays. Let us begin with this journey. Actually, this journey is unlocking the power within. We all know this timeless truth. We cannot pour from an empty cup. If we don't fill ourselves with knowledge, resilience, passion, how can we nurture the minds and the hearts of our students? So, my dear teachers, actually, this session is your growth portfolio. Every idea, every habit, every reflection compounds into infinite returns for the generations to come. So, today, why not we discover how to teach better and also discover how to keep our cups always overflowing? Before I take this journey ahead, I just want all of you to close your eyes and imagine yourself 2 years from now, not more, just 2 years from now. Because, as Sir rightly said, generation changing, classroom changing, everyday new opportunities. What one word would your future self share with you? Can we have that quickly in the chat box.
Ma'am, can you please repeat the question?
What one word would your future self share with you? How do you look yourself as a future teacher? Or you visualize yourself, you dream as a future teacher in future? One word, what does your future self whisper to you? It can be resilience, it can be innovation, it can be empathy, it can be any other innovative word from yourself. I was reading one article, and in that it was that Locke and Latham, 2019, I believe, there was a research which shows that teachers with a clear future vision are 40% more likely to achieve the goals. So I'm very sure that the teachers present over here have the very clear future vision.
Ma'am, we are getting some answers here. Tech savvy, improvement, respect and honest, critical thinking, future shaper, creator.
Wonderful, wonderful, excellent. So that means that we all are on the same page and we believe that what we are today, we cannot continue as it is. We have to work on ourselves. We have to improvise. We have to upskill. We have to upgrade ourselves. Just give me a second. Thank you.
There are many more: compassionate, futuristic.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. Absolutely correct. We have to be futuristic. We are going to cater the generation Z, generation Alpha. So we have to broaden our vision. Wonderful words that are coming up, wonderful thoughts that are coming up. I'm facing some problem over here. Just let me, yeah. Techno person with innovative ideas, Dipali Jain, very nice, compassionate, futuristic. Yes, Mridula ma'am, you're absolutely correct. So now what I want is keep your chosen word visible. You can write it down, maybe on a piece of paper, or just simply save it in your device. Because this future word, the word that the dream that you have for yourself, is going to be your anchor, is going to be your pathway in this training today. Throughout this training, return to that one word and keep asking yourself, how can I embody this quality more fully in my teaching and development? My dear teachers, remember, your future isn't a dream. It's a destination that you can shape today. So now, when you have your future self very much clear in front of you, let us quickly see that what will be the agenda for the day. The CPD, significance of CPD. Why CPD is non-negotiable. It is not a mandate. It is compulsory. It is a mandate, but intrinsic motivation has to accompany. Alignment with NEP 2020 and CBSE mandates, your personal growth reflection, and building your bespoke CPD calendar in the end. Let's create an impact story that you can proudly own and be proud of yourself years to come. Why is CPD? But before then, what is CPD? Think of a gardener. If a gardener does not learn new methods or don't change methods as per the season, what will happen? The soil hardens, the plant weakens, the garden loses its life. My dear teachers, our classrooms are also our gardens, and our students are our siblings. CPD is that water, that nourishment that keeps this garden blooming with curiosity, creativity, and confidence. It is just like a gym, We go without exercise, like our muscles weaken, without CPD. our skills will stagnate. So, like we keep on updating our softwares, keep on updating our mobile phones, we have to keep updating ourselves. That is why we say CPD is continuous. It's not episodic, it's continuous. It's ongoing journey. It is reflective. We have to think, rethink, implement in our classrooms, reflect on our teaching pedagogies, reflect on our teaching strategies, reflect on our student behavior, classroom management. And then we have to keep improvising ourselves with those reflections. It has to be intentional. Of course, I agree government has to do. Of course, I agree authorities have to do something. But without purposeful learning, if we are not aimed with our own specific growth, the other factors are just merely the factors for us. And it's evolving. We have to keep evolving with whatever the education demands or the current educational needs are. And it is not a buzzword now. Since ages, the educational visionaries are talking about upskilling of the teachers. As Rabindranath Tagore truly said, that a teacher can never truly teach unless they are still learning themselves. If we want our children to keep learning, then we have to be the learners first. Excellence is a continuous process. It's not an accident, as said by APJ Abdul Kalam. Kalam reinforces that regular development is the path to mastery in any profession. These visionaries understood that teaching and learning are inseparable journeys. We cannot separate them. We cannot say that as teacher, I know everything. Every day is a new day and a new learning for us. If we look around from the global perspective also, we'll find Daniel William telling us that every teacher needs to improve. Not because they are not good enough. We are excellent in our work, but because we can be even better. As John Dewey said, that if we teach today's children as we taught yesterday's, we rob them from tomorrow. As Salam sir said in the beginning, that we are catering Generation Z, Generation Alpha. The classroom has changed. The curriculum has to change as per the need of the generation. The teaching methodologies needs to be improvised and revised as per the need of the children that are there in our classrooms. So these global voices also remind us that teaching must evolve with society. CPD actually bridges the gap between the traditional methods and the contemporary learners. The world is changing faster than ever. By 2030, 85% of the jobs our students will do don't exist yet. So, my dear teachers, think why the self-development is so important. The generation that you are teaching today is you are preparing them for the world that nobody has seen yet. Why should I upskill? I would like to narrate a story. An oak tree and a bamboo tree grew side by side in the quiet forest. The oak, tall and proud, grew, mocking at bamboo's growth. But bamboo quietly built deep roots and strong foundation. One day, a powerful storm hit the forest. Oak broke, while the flexible bamboo survived. My dear teachers, CPD builds this deep, unseen resilience vital for today's unpredictable education storms. CPD is building our bamboo roots. Time has come. We need to reflect on our growth journey. We have to ask ourselves, are we quietly building bamboo-like roots, resilience, or we're just standing tall yet brittle like the oak? What storms are we facing? Is it technology adoption? Is it catering the diverse student needs? Or we are just burnout? Ye bhi karo, wo bhi karo, wo bhi karo, ye bhi karo. Can we just quickly write in the chat box once again one CPD goal that you think is going to help you, your personal, what educational storm you are facing, that you are ready to bend without breaking, just like that bamboo tree. Can I have quick answers, please?
While others are answering, I thought I would write
Inclusion,
inclusion.
absolutely. Inclusion is not only, inclusion has come a very important word because we have diverse learners in our classroom nowadays. Innovative teaching methods. Yes, we cannot teach our children with chalk and duster like we were doing from years. We have to adapt. Not years. Years is a even what you must have tried last year might not be working this year. This year, another set of children you have, and you have to think out of the box. Learning AI tools, absolutely correct. AI, we cannot deny that technology, AI is going to play a vital role. Very, very. What about subjects like accounts? Absolutely. What will happen if AI is going to take over? How we can teach subject like accounts to them, wherein they have to use their mind calculator and competency based concrete concept mastery they have to learn. So, my dear teachers, I hope you all agree that the time has come to have that bamboo teacher mindset. We need to have deep foundations. We need to work on a steady development. Unlike the rigid oak, we have to develop our own, we have to master our own concepts first. Not only the concepts in the sense of subject, but how to deal with this generation, how to teach this generation, how to cater this generation, even the emotional balancing of ours and this generation is also very, very important. I'm still getting the answers, and absolutely correct. Collaborative teaching, diagnostic teaching and learning, ample, the bouquet of trainings are required for us to cater today to be a good bamboo like teacher. We have to have the adaptive strength. Teachers who continuously learn can weather any kind of educational storm. And to make our core strong, we have to train ourselves, we have to improvise, we have to upskill, and for that CPD is going to help us in building our bamboo roots. That is, here I reached to this answer, I think, by now, that why CPD is important. It keeps us pace with evolving curriculum. If generation has changed, we cannot teach them the old curriculum. We have to rework on our curriculum. And to rework on the curriculum, first we have to train ourselves. We have to adapt the technologies because we are getting a generation which is technologically far advanced than we are. We cannot let our children outsmart us, isn't it? And of course, the societal needs. We are connected to each other. We build professional networks, collaborative learning takes place, communities are developed through these CPDs. And of course, the most important one, growth fuels courage to innovate. If we grow as a teacher, then only we'll be able to innovate in our classes. And time has come. We have to innovate, we have to explore. We cannot continue with what we were doing till years. The most effective teachers aren't those who have all the answers, but those who are committed to ask new questions and find fresh approaches through continuous learning. So, my dear teachers, CPD is your toolbox. It's your compass. It's your fuel for staying effective and passionate in your classroom. So, let us pledge today that we need to keep our cups filled, and we have ample, opportunities around us to do that. Remember, a stagnant teacher will produce stagnant minds. So we have to keep growing. We have to keep learning if we want our students to learn. There is always this debate is on. Should CPD be optional or it should be essential? Remember, debate and diverse views sharpen our understanding and deepen our motivation. I know I have very enthusiastic audience today, and they are continuously typing in the chat box. I want to ignite this debate today. I want we all should debate through this chat box. Should CPD be optional or it should be essential? I know CBSE has made 50 hours mandate, and most of you must have completed your 50 hours by now. But in true sense, when we talk about self-development, when we talk about continuous professional growth, do you think it should be essential or it should be optional? I know I'm getting the answers essential, but you have to write because it's a debate, so it cannot be one word answer. So can we have a small, backup line from you? Essential, those who want to improve. Absolutely correct, Tina ma'am. Yes, we have to improve. Essential for the professional growth. Yes, if I want to grow as a teacher, it is essential. But don't you think we already have too much in our plate as teachers? So if it will be optional, it is up to me. I want to upskill or I want to continue. Essential to keep ourselves updated with current scenario. Essential for self-development. Ganga ma'am, absolutely correct. Essential for self-development. Essential for upskilling. Essential to be competent teacher. Yes, Mridula ma'am. Essential for teaching effectiveness, Jaya ma'am. Absolutely correct. But what? We are already occupied. We have so many other things to do. Do you think that actually in actual terms we can say it is essential? It is essential, but are we actually incorporating it in our daily lives, in our daily teaching? Update is must, right. Not all, yes, Madhu ma'am, we all are not able to do that. But today we are going to learn how we can do that. We have to keep ourselves updated as per student requirement. Absolutely correct. Thank you for such genuine and thoughtful participation. I also stand with the people, those who say that it is essential. It's not just a requirement. It is vital investment in ourselves, our students, and the future that we are shaping. If we look around, in Singapore, mandates CPD contributing to top global rankings. Singapore education is one of the best education systems. Darling Hammond wrote in 2017 that students of CPD engaged teachers perform 25% better. So, my dear teachers, CPD isn't optional. Just remember that one line, what air hostess always tells us, wear your mask before you help others. So, CPD is also the oxygen mask for us teacher. We must wear it before helping others so that we can breathe knowledge before we impart knowledge to our students. And taking this debate ahead, I would like to discuss this one case study wherein two teachers were compared. Teacher X, who believes in upskilling, and teacher Y, who is traditional and non-upskill. The teacher X, who believes in upskilling, always gave better results, 90% concept mastery and 15% better scores. Whereas in case of teacher Y, the students were just passive listeners, limited questions, and they were not able to relate whatever they are teaching and learning in the classroom to their real life. And we cannot afford this with this generation. So, my dear teachers, upskilling is like that fertilizer to help our students grow. So, our takeaway from this debate is that teachers who invest in self development and upskilling create more engaging and effective and practical learning experience for the students. Dear teachers, I also want you to think, will you visit a doctor who has not upskilled himself from last 10 years or so? Will you, love, like, or would like to be treated by such a doctor? If not, then how can we teachers continue with same teaching methods, continue with same thought process? We are also knowledge healers. So like doctors, we have to renew and update ourselves. We cannot miss this train. a train which is taking us to altogether a different landscape. Entire education scenario is changing. Our students are changing. Because our students are changing, we have to rework on the curriculum. Technology, as I said earlier, also that we have to accept that technology is going to play a vital role in the teaching profession with AI coming in. We have to upskill ourselves not only in teaching methodologies, but we have to be technologically smart teachers now. So we have to board this train, which is taking us to altogether a different world of education. And this train fuels up with CPD. And it's not only in India, it is globally that the teaching standards are changing, the pedagogies are changing. We have the entire world is addressing the diverse needs of the students. We have to bridge this digital gap which is dividing the old method and the new method. There are different researches going on all around us, wherein according to UNESCO report, teachers, those who focus on their professional growth, has a direct impact on student achievement. And we look around on this figure, all the countries, almost all the developing or developed countries, are focusing on their teacher development. A World Bank study found that students learn twice as much from teachers who engage in continuous self-learning and reflection compared to those who do not. Research from Harvard shows that teacher effectiveness has 3 times more impact on student success than family background or facilities. So we play such an important role in the lives of our students, my dear teachers. How can we sit on the old chair? How can we stay calm and, be old fashioned? We have to upgrade and upskill ourselves. As per OECD 2022 outlines that CPD covers the bouquet of topics wherein the teachers can upgrade us themselves. Pedagogical strategies, ICT competence, leadership and teamwork, student counseling, academic, emotional, technological, spiritual growth, and the list will keep on going. We have so much to learn around us. But not to panic. Be calm, be patient, work on your bamboo roots. That is more important. How? We are going to see now in the coming slides. Finland education system is the benchmark education system. Why? Because CPD is a culture. It is not episodic training over there. It is a culture in their teaching. Of course, it is state funded. Of course, it is regular. It is collaborative by design. The teachers, like we design our lesson plans, like we design our assessments, the teachers of Finland actually design their CPD, their training, their self-development. They reflect on their day-to-day teachings. They do different researches in their classroom, and based on those reflections and researches, they plan their own self-development path. My dear teachers, I am not denying that role of CBSE, NEP, government is not important. But beyond that, the most important thing is intrinsic motivation. We all teachers have to come together. We all teachers have to understand that the time has come wherein, like any other profession, we also have to plan the roadmap of our growth, our self development. Then only the entire scenario is going to change. Though India is not behind, India is also, growing in terms of education. If we compare Finland and India in terms of professional development, I totally agree that right now we have a long, long way to go. But as CBSE mandate, NEP empowering the teachers, and uh, BTAG and people like Salam sir and Biju sir, they all are helping us. They all are coming forward and giving us the platform, giving us the chance to train, upskill ourselves. But still, the bottom and the most important line is intrinsic motivation. That is, we teachers have to come forward and design our own self-development. Though India is evolving, there is strong policy push, NEP 2020, NISHTA, NCF, Diksha, Swayam. And I totally agree. In a country like India, we have challenges also because we have limited school hours, we have unequal access, remote areas, population. But still, we are the backbones of the education system. We have to understand training and CPD is not a luxury, it's a necessity. And for that, the success will come only and only if we teachers collaborate and come forward. This is a quick look how NEP and CBSE is trying to empower we the teachers. CBSE has made 50 hours structured CPD, which is annually audited also. NEP 2020, flexible, school embedded, reflective, digital, inclusive. But again, we have to work with them. Of course, India has a vast teacher workforce. It's a strength actually. Of course, it's a critical challenge. 11.3 crore teachers serving diverse and growing student population. The quality of education depends on their continuous professional growth. There are disparities. I totally agree. There is. We all are diversified, but again, as I say, I totally believe in it, and I want we all teachers should also believe in that. This that we have to prioritize the teacher development, and to unlock the country's educational potential, we teachers have to play very important role over here. And we can play this important role only if we believe in this and we really work hard on our self development. And this self development can only be catered, achieved if we have, the growth mindset. If we have this growth mindset, then only we can transfer this growth mindset to our children. A teacher a teacher who believes that he is a learner lifelong can make the students believe that they also have to be a learner lifelong. So, my dear teachers, now whenever you have to say that I can't do this, please change your line and say, I can't do this yet, but I'm learning. Celebrate your efforts. Forget about the perfection. If your efforts are there, success and perfection will automatically come. I remember the line given by Thomas Edison. It's not a line given by him, actually, he wrote it in one of the books that, after failing for 1,000 times, he said that now I know that these 1,000 ways are not going to work. So we need to have that kind of mindset where we are ready to embrace the challenges. We are ready to, overcome the obstacles. We are ready to face the obstacles and then overcome the obstacles. So only this growth mindset is going to shape our classrooms, our future classrooms, rather, I must say like this. This growth mindset will help us in embracing the challenge, build the resilience. This growth mindset will be our most powerful tool. Once I happened to meet a potter. He took that clay, the D-shaped clay, kept it on that potter wheel, and very patiently he was trying to give a shape to it, adding little water, using that thread. And finally, he could give a beautiful shape to that clay. I asked him, aren't you get frustrated when this clay don't take the shape you want to give it? He very patiently said, I am not expecting the clay to take the shape in one go. And from there, I learned that instead of giving up on my failures, we all teachers have to remind ourselves. We have to keep shaping our self growth, and we also have to shape the future generations. Over time, our students will blossom. But for that, we have to understand that we have to learn those nitty-gritties, those techniques to make our students smart. Nobody is born smart, but we, the teachers, have that quality like a potter that we can shape these clays and make them to face the smarter world. So I take a pause over here and I leave it to you all to just reflect on these questions, because these questions are going to help you when in coming slides we'll make your CPT calendar, we'll make your roadmap, your mind map. These questions will help you in designing your own growth, your own success path. So, my dear teachers, I take a little pause here and I want you all to ponder on these questions written on the screen.
Ma'am, I would like to congratulate you. We are getting some really good, very encouraging responses in the chat box. So, Mr. Akhilesh says, thank you for this insightful webinar. Truly added to my knowledge, and he appreciates that you're explaining with true real life examples.
Thank you so much, Akhilesh sir. Okay, I know by now I hope that we all must have gathered some answers to these questions, because the roadmap that you're going to make will be purely your personal roadmap. So keep your answers ready for that. Now the question comes after what, why, how. How I can upskill myself. There are basically three important or a broader categories, I must say. Formal CPD opportunities, like the one we are attending today, and Salam sir is giving us ample opportunities week after week for, these training courses. We are thankful to people like Salam sir, those who are bringing different topics on one single platform and helping we teachers to upskill ourselves. So these are formal CPD opportunities, which can be on-site or online sessions. Then we have workshops or seminars. It can be, designed by or conducted by various universities, organizations, conferences wherein we can get the opportunity to hear the learneds from the industry. And there are many other online learning platforms also. So we have one way how formal CPD opportunities. Then we have informal CPD opportunities. We have peer review observations. We have mentoring and coaching. We all teachers can come together and help each other, handhold each other. Professional networks, like we have WhatsApp groups nowadays, and we share knowledge through those WhatsApp groups. Again, I must thank Salam sir for creating such WhatsApp groups that, along with formal, informal training, is also going on. And plus, we can encourage ourselves to read some good publications which are already there, and which enhances our knowledge not only on the subject matter, but also it enhances how to apply that subject matter. Then we have self-directed CPD, purely and captain of your CPT journey. Self-direction transform duty into passion. So self-reflection, whatever you're doing in your classroom, implementing, innovative, exploring, reflect on that. Take feedback from the students, analyze that feedback, see how you can improvise it. If you feel it is very good, share it with your co-teachers, your co-members in with others. We also get to know different angle and different perspective, and we also we are also hand holding the other teachers who are there with us. You can have your own CPD diary journals in which you note down, document the activities and the reflections for your future use. CPDs with you. Generally, self-directed or self-development or CPD are taken as two different words. But I feel that they are the two rivers reaching to the same sea. Stronger teachers, actually. When we talk about CPD, it is often external, audited, measurable. Self development is internally motivated, personalized, focused, self paced, growth oriented. But I truly believe that they are two inseparable words. Until unless I'm not internally motivated, my CPD, that is my continual professional development, will not take the shape that I am dreaming or I want it to take. So actually, self development and CPD has to go hand in hand to achieve what I wanted to achieve by the end of my journey, I must say. These are different stages of development in a life of a teacher. Basic is foundation, basic teaching skills and knowledge. Engagement, when I feel that I have developed my skill through experience and learning, that is engagement. Integration, when I'm on the competency level of my skill is high, and specialization, when I'm a go-to person where people can approach me and I can guide them, help them. And when I'm guiding and helping them, actually I'm also learning. So my dear teachers, you remember the questions, the self-reflection questions where we paused for a minute there. Go back to those, revisit those questions so that you can get the answer that where are you right now, on which stage of development you are standing right now. Until unless you don't know where you are standing right now, it will be very difficult for you to plan your growth journey. You have to know that from where you have to start. I totally agree that it won't be that easy. You might find, because there is a very fine line, a very thin line which separates this stages of development. And you might find yourself standing somewhere in between, maybe three or four, two or three, or one or two. That is perfectly okay. But give yourself a true picture of yourself, that where are you exactly right now and from where you have to start. Until unless you don't know where are you won't be able to start your journey, and you won't be able to reach your destination. So I want this, I leave this to you to rethink, revisit, and check out that where are you, on which stage of development, and from where you have to start. Irrespective from wherever you start, your objectives of self development should be very clear. It can be fostering on reflective practices, what worked, what didn't, what more I can do, keeping up with the new pedagogies, improving student engagement, strengthening emotional intelligence, enhancing collaboration. What is your focus? At least one eye of the fish should be very clear, at least for the, let's say, for one term. Whenever I talk to the teachers about self development, or CBSE trainings or any other formal informal trainings, generally one common question comes from there. CBSE की साइट पे जाओ, इतनी सारी ट्रेनिंग्स हैं, कौन सी करनी है, कौन सी करनी चाहिए, कौन सी छोड़ देनी चाहिए. When you know where are you, on which stage of the development, and your focus, your objective, your eye of the fish is clear in front of you, you'll be in a better stage to choose which training to go first and which can be your, or I must say, how to prioritize your trainings. Over here, I would like to add, my dear teachers, the more you attend, the more you learn. Like, CBSE says for TLNs, Jadui Pitara, same way. The more trainings you attend, sorry, the more trainings you attend, the more Jadui Pitara you are creating for yourself. And then it is purely up to you what you take out, when you take out from that Jadui Pitara and use it in your day-to-day teaching life. So I hope by now you have made it very clear that you are on which stage and what will be the objective of your self-development, at least for a term. There can be many more, but at least for a term, so that it's easy for you to design your training calendar. Your training journey cannot be a straight line. You need to have a panoramic view of your training journey. And to have a panoramic view, you have to first make your own mind map, self-development mind map. And the branches of those self-development mind map can be knowledge, pedagogy, reflection, tech skills, leadership, well-being, your students' well-being. Anyways, I know if I ask you people to write one keyword for all of it, it is going to take too much of time. So what I request you, pick any one focus for now, for this another, let's say 20 minutes, and write one keyword. It can be curiosity, innovation, agility, empowering, clarity, whatever it can be. So just pick one keyword, because in coming up slides, when you're making your roadmap, it will be easy for you to start from that keyword. So can I have a quick answers in the chat box? And I am really happy because today the audience is very enthu and very active in answering in the chat box. Empowering. Bang on, Lakshmi ma'am. Clarity of concepts. Creative, innovation. Absolutely. So we are now good to go. We can make a roadmap for ourselves. Before I start with this roadmap, opportunity to grab Kumud ma'am. Absolutely. Jaya ma'am, skills enhancement. I totally agree with you, Jaya ma'am. So before we start with this making of roadmap, let me tell you, this is your personal, practical, and purposeful roadmap. So it is your roadmap. Nobody can make it for you. You cannot hire from anywhere. You cannot copy, and AI can definitely not help you in this. Of course, you can take some help, but it has to be your personal. So the focus word that you have kept yourself from the second slide when you closed your eyes and you were dreaming that what you will be, start from that word now. Where I am today. Assess your strengths, check your challenges, and then write your first step of your roadmap. Where are you today? Where you want to be? Set a clear destination. This year, I'm going to work on competency-based questions. This year, I want my 90% students to actively get engaged in my teaching strategies. What exactly you are looking for? Set a destination. Unless you don't have a destination, even Google Map cannot help you. So you have to have a destination. How will I go there? Now, Google Map is showing you 3 to 4 ways to go, but you have to choose either the shortest you want to take, or you want to take the one which is, without the traffic. So you have to choose your path, how you're going to go there. And for that, you have to explore various trainings and CPDs. Any one particular CPD or training is not going to help you, as I said, because you have to build your knowledge bank for that. You have to make your own Jadui Pitara for that. So you have to explore through various trainings and CPDs to, choose the correct path to reach to your destination. How will I know I've arrived there? The most important and the difficult question. So for that, in the entire journey, you have to keep assessing yourselves. In the very same way as we assess our students, after teaching, after every term, we assess our students, we give them marks, we guide them in the same way. You have to keep assessing yourself. You have to have your own created rubrics for that. When we'll make the tracker in the end, you'll understand how to make the rubrics also. So, but you have to have your rubrics so that you can actually decide that whether you have arrived where you wanted to, or there is still a scope of improvisation. And if you feel you have arrived, you don't have to stop there. As CPD says that if you're not sharing your experiences with others, then you're just like that, stagnant river, which is going to breed only the mosquitoes. So it's very, very important to share with your team as well. We need to have a compass, of course. If there is a destination, if there is a map, if there is a road and you have to be on that road, then you need to have compass for that. N is spotting the next peak. You remember the 4 stages of the development? So N will tell you the direction, or where you want to go, how, from where to where, what kind of improvement you're looking in yourself. E is choosing your trail, exploring through various trainings and CPDs. S is climbing step by step. Going step, how you'll climb step by step in the very next slide. When we'll do self-development cycle, I'll tell you that how you can climb step by step. And W is reaching back, but not alone, pulling up others. Remember, teachers, that is also very, very important aspect of CPD. I grow and I make the people around me also grow along with me. Then only we will be able to see the change in the complete scenario. Otherwise, we'll end up saying, कुछ नहीं होता है, सिर्फ रूल्स आ जाते हैं, पॉलिसीज बन जाती हैं, बट चेंज तो नहीं दिखता. We will be able to visualize the change only and only if we are ready to change ourselves, only and only if we are ready to accept the change, only and only when we work together as a team. So now we have everything in hand, but we just need to start moving on that road. And for that, we have this self-development cycle with us. So now you have to identify the needs. I hope by now you have already identified what exactly you are looking for. For example, as I said, if you're looking for, that your students should be more engaged in your classroom. So that will be your major focus. Now come down to very minute detailing of your plan. So identify the needs, plan that what exactly you want to achieve, with what methods, and the timeline is something very, very important. You cannot give yourself the scope to kabhi bhi kar lenge. No, you have to be disciplined, and to be disciplined you have to allot yourself a timeline, that what will be the timeline for completing this entire cycle. Then you have to learn those, whatever you have planned, whatever formats you have chosen, or whatever you want to implement in your classroom. You have to learn those strategies first. And for learning those strategies, you have to actively engage yourself in the chosen CPDs. Then you have to apply that in your classroom. You might get success in one go, you might not get success in one go. You have to reapply. But every time you apply, you have to reflect what went right, what went wrong, what more I can do. Whatever I have learned through the trainings I've applied, but I have my own innovative ideas. Now I will apply those innovative ideas and reapply these strategies. Now I'm going to reflect on that newly built idea and see what is the difference. And once you reach the stage of confidence that yes, this strategy is going to work, please don't forget to share it. Always share it with your teammates, your friends, and the other teachers in the fraternity. So self-development is also like a cycle, the bicycle that we ride. Keep pedaling through each step. Keep moving forward. If we stop, the growth will stall. So here I take a small break and CPD quiz. So my first question, what does CPD stand for? Can I have a quick answer?
Many answers coming up.
B. Yeah. Absolutely correct. Absolutely. after completing the 1 or 2 hour webinar, what documents are we required to keep as proof of participation, certificates or photos? What exactly does CBSE ask for? You can keep both, but certificates are very important. So the correct answer is B. Which policy in India strongly promotes CBD for teachers? Manjushri ma'am, C. Absolutely correct. Oh, wonderful. Avijit, Yana, C. Ruxana Mohammed, C. Ganga Kaveri, NEP 2020, that is C. Absolutely correct. NEP 2020. In Finland, CPD is considered as optional and occasional, only for underperforming teachers, a cultural and professional expectation, focused only on digital tools. So I'm getting the answer as Preeta ma'am says C, Tina ma'am says C, Akhilesh sir says C, Mohini Singh says C. Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Almost all the correct answers are there. Reflecting on your teaching practice is part of which CPD cycle stage? Very important. So the correct answer is, let's see the correct answer. Need identification. Absolutely correct. So moving on to, okay, true or false? Let's test our CPD knowledge. CPD is only meant for new or struggling teachers. No. So you mean, okay, the answer is false, false, no, false, false. Rijita Bose, Thomas, Sunena ma'am, Manju ma'am, Lakshmi ma'am, absolutely correct, absolutely correct. CPD is not meant for new or struggling teachers. It's a continuous process. One goal of CPD is to improve student learning outcomes. Is it true or false? True, true. Zoo, Fatima ma'am, Anita ma'am, Sunaina ma'am, true. Madhu ma'am, Rita Roy ma'am, Samita ma'am, true. Absolutely correct answer, true. Better teaching leads to enhanced learning also. Sharing what you learned is an essential step in CPD. As I said, Fatima ma'am, true. Anita, Aarti ma'am, true. Jaya ma'am, true. Sally, Priya, Madhu Priya, Manju ma'am, Samita ma'am, Madhu ma'am, absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. If we are not sharing, we are not completing our CPD cycle. Our CPD cycle will be completed only if we share the knowledge. CPD should be completed only when mandated. Now, this is again a debatable point, but with the change of scenario, we all agree to it that this statement now stands as correctly said by Chandru ma'am. This statement, CPD should be completed only when mandated. Chandru ma'am, Aarti ma'am, Bitu ma'am, Yana ma'am, false. It should be continuous and self-driven. The true sense of CPD and true success of CPD lies only in self when, as I said, CPD and self-development go hand in hand. Thank you so much, dear participants, for such a enthusiastic participation. On this slide, I don't want to speak much. I want you all to work on it because this is going to be your SMART goal. Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time bound, your SMART goal. You can quickly plan it right now if you want to. Just remember, it should be clear, concrete objectives. We have by now already cleared about the objectives. As I said earlier also, it should be measurable. You should have a rubrics of your own growth tracker. It should be achievable, realistic. I want my 80% student, 90% students to be actively engaged. I should remember that my 10% students still need, my extra attention or extra hand holding, though I implement various strategies in the classroom. So keep it realistic, achievable. Otherwise, what will happen is if you're going to have, unrealistic goal for yourself, you will feel कुछ नहीं होता है, कोई change नहीं होता है CPD से, training से. Ultimately, we are standing from where we have started. So it's very important that your goal should be achievable, realistic. It can be challenging. Don't, misinterpret the word realistic with challenge. Accept the challenges, take up the challenges in your classroom. But realistic challenges relevant to your classroom, your students, your teachers, your the curriculum that is there, the environment that is there, the type of students that is there. So but it should be linked to your growth, of course, but it should be aligned to your priorities and the environment of the students that you have. Time bound, very, very important. You have to give yourself a time limit. When you plan a lesson, you don't plan it open ended, no? In one period wise, you plan. When you plan your assessment, you know your students have to complete in 30 minutes. You know your lunch time, you know your breakfast time, you know your dinner time. You should know your growth cycle time. You have to have that time bound growth cycle. You cannot take your growth for granted and leave it open. अगर इस बार नहीं हुआ तो अगली बार कर लेंगे, इस बार नहीं अटेंड कर पाए तो अगली बार कर लेंगे. No, I want to improve, and because I want to improve, I have to be disciplined for that. Now, let's quickly make your calendar. As I said, it is your calendar. So you can divide, like I have divided in term 1, term 2, term 3. It's up to you how you want to divide. You want to make it weekly, you can make it weekly. You want to make it quarterly, you can make it quarterly. You can mix and match also. For example, every Monday you're going to read one good article and maybe on teaching pedagogy, and then you're going to implement it, and the reflections you're going to observe quarterly. It's up to you how you want to design your calendar. Every teacher is hero to someone. So, keeping this in mind, design your growth calendar. Focus on core pedagogical skills or whatever skills. For example, in term 1, I have kept that I want to focus on core pedagogical skills. You can pick up any skills or competencies that you want to enhance. You can have your monthly tracker also. But remember, whatever calendar you are preparing for yourself, if it is weekly, you have to track it weekly. If it is quarterly, you have to track it quarterly. If it is yearly or term wise, you have to have a tracker ready along with it to track that whatever you have planned, you are actually, because you are the captain of your journey. Nobody is going to come from outside. CBSE, 50 hours mandate, and I know by now, 70 to 80% teachers must have done that 50 hours training in May itself. We are not talking about those mandates. Of course, you can align with your self development, those 50 hours mandate trainings also. You're free to do that. But this calendar is purely your personal calendar. You have to align it with CBSE 50 hours mandate or not is your choice. But you have to track it, that is not your choice. You have to track it, then only you'll be able to reach your destination. Your Google will show you that your destination time is this. And if you're delaying, if you're not reaching on that, time which the Google map was showing, then you might be delayed. You might, you'll stay back in the journey and the others will move ahead. So you don't want that. You want to be abreast with the current educational scenario, then you have to track it. But how are you going to track it? Again, I'm slide after slide, I'm saying this, that, these all can be your own ways. You can make your own tracker. Like, for example, I have made it in keeping in alignment with CBSE 50 hours mandate. So I've taken activities, I've taken type, focus area, hours. You can change the column headings. You can make it goals that you have set for yourself. You can also add into it that what actions you have taken to achieve your goals. Reflections and outcomes are very, very important, and that you can add in your trackers. This tracker is, something like the Fitbit that we nowadays wear on our wrist, who's keep checking our steps whole day. Same way, this tracker is going to keep a check on your growth journey. You can also gamify your progress system. Gamification actually fuels motivation, and when we are motivated, we thrive for success, and we are self encouraged to reach to our success point, our destination point. So you can give badges to yourself, you can pat your own back, you can award yourself. Some of them you can see on your screen, like I have made some batches for myself, like seedling, when I introduce a new technique for the first time in my class. Scholar, if I have completed one professional reading which was already part of my calendar and tracker. Innovator, whatever I've learned from the training, if I have used my own innovation, and used it in the class. Collaborator, whatever I have learned, I've shared it with my team. And now, as a team, we are trying to apply it in our classrooms. And master, demonstrated measurable impact. I know it is not always very easy to measure the impact, but still, I feel, that what's the use of effort if we don't check the score, isn't it? Whatever efforts we put, we check the score of our students, and somewhere down the line when they don't perform, we always feel, no yaar, ye to bahut अच्छे से पढ़ाया था मैंने class में. Same is the thing you have to do for your growth journey also. You have to measure the impact. It can be qualitative, it can be quantitative. Now, how it can be qualitative? You can have pre and post test for yourself, pre and post assessment for yourself, or you can also make it quantitative by percent of students that is impacted, or the change in their maybe in their scores, or maybe in their approach, or maybe the experimenting. That can be one of your quantitative ways of measuring the impact of the training. Qualitative, your own reflection, which is very, very important. Always take feedback from your students, take feedback from your peers. And I don't know, but the word feedback is generally taken into the negative sense. But I always feel that it's feed forward, not feedback. Why so? Because that gives me, the area, or that shows me the gap which is yet to be filled by me. So the feedbacks from your students, or the feed forwards from your students, your colleagues, your peers, is also very, very, very important way of measuring the impact of your training, or measuring the growth. So these are some of the ways that you can use. You can have your own. These are just few examples that I have given. You can innovate and explore in terms of measuring your improvement. So with this, I would like to come to the end of this 1 hour training session, or 1 hour talking session, I must say. These are some of the self-development stories that I have. Please explain feed forward. Yeah, just let me finish this much, Madhu ma'am. I'll definitely come to the word feed forward again. Examples of self-development stories. I have picked these examples when I was reading some of the articles by different teachers. So a digital design, a middle school teacher learned Canva and transformed her static worksheets into interface visual learning experiences. Voice modulation, an elementary teacher recorded her lessons and discovered patterns in her speech. A high school teacher joined a history book club and brought new perspective and primary sources to his curriculum. So these are some of the examples of self-development stories. And of course, the motivating examples, which shows that yes, if they can do, I can also do it. Why not? Madhu ma'am, by feed forward, I mean that we generally take feedback and we think, मैंने इतनी मेहनत करके पढ़ाया, and maybe my colleagues are advising me how can I make it better. They can't see the input, my hard work that I have already put in it. So feedback generally. So I always say it's not feedback, it's feed forward. That means that the gap which I could not see when I was teaching is highlighted by someone else, only to make me a better person, make me a better teacher, make me a better educator. So instead of feedback, the word feed forward, I feel is more motivating and positive. I hope I could clear your doubt in that. So, my dear teachers, as I said, no training, no impact, no class can be a complete class if we don't have the reflection exercise in the end. Reflection exercise is something very, very important. So let us now reflect. Of course, we are going to reflect on this 1 hour talking time. But I also want you to reflect on your future self. From where we started the journey in the beginning, from the first slide, the word that you have written on that paper, the word that you have saved in your device, the smart goal that you have set for yourself. The time has come to commit yourself for your growth. Take a piece of paper. Write one promise to your future self as a teacher. Fold it carefully. Keep it near your desk. Open it after 6 months. Because by then your calendar will be ready, your tracker will be ready, your mind map will be ready, your road, your destination, everything will be very clear. So that is why I said that tracker is very important. Because after 6 months, when you're going to open this paper, you have to tell yourself, you have to pat your back, you have to appraise yourself, appreciate yourself, that see what I decided I could do. And when you have that kind of motivation and encouragement in yourself, definitely your future self is going to thank you, but your students are in the right hands. So keep this contract to yourself very safe with you so that you can open it. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, and the second best time is now. So you can plant a tree of your growth now, my dear teachers. So I'll quickly take you through the key takeaways. Teachers are leaders of learning, the growth mindset that we all teachers have to have. Self-development is not a luxury, it's a necessity now. And be the hero of your classroom and your own story. So with this, I come to an end of my talking time. I leave you people over here with some of the reflection questions. We all have to answer ourselves and to what we are committed to. I just want to give you one more example. The candle gives light to everyone around, isn't it? And the light never gets short, only the wax melts. So we are the teachers, the light of the knowledge, and we have to keep filling our wax so that we don't get exhausted. And for that, we need to upskill, renew, update, train ourselves. Thank you so much. Here, I would like to end my talking time. No question is a small. Every question is a door to growth. So if you have any questions for me, I would like to answer them if I could.
Thank you, ma'am. This was wonderful. I'm sure it's very helpful for all the teachers to make their own individualized self-development plan and be in charge of their own learning the way you have explained it. I'm confident that your guidance on upskilling will greatly help our attendees meeting the expectations of NEP 2020 and be in charge of their own learning. The floor is open to questions. the certificate link has been pasted in the chat box. Please make sure to collect your certificates using that link. If you have questions, please feel free to write in the chat box or raise your hands.
Thank you, Madhu ma'am. I hope this 1 hour was really, motivating and encouraging that the time has come that we teachers should upskill ourselves.
Yes, if any question is there, they can raise their hands. We can unmute them. Otherwise, it is well understood that the presentation is very clear to everybody. So, Talha ma'am, that's right.
Right, sir. As we come to the close of this wonderful session, we extend our heartfelt thanks to Ms. Shalini Narula for this enriching experience. A sincere thank you to Dr. Abdul Salam for making this learning opportunity possible through Extra Mile Education and Training. To all the educators who joined us today, thank you for being a part of this dialogue. Your upskilling is what keeps education meaningful and relevant in a rapidly changing world. We hope to see you again for more sessions that empower and inspire. Until then, take care and keep growing as educators. Thank you.
Thank you, Tala ma'am. Thank you, Salam sir. Thank you, Biju sir.
Thank you, Shalini ma'am. I take this opportunity to appreciate your presentation. Very well presented, and it was a kind of motivation. Well, you were motivating the educators to go for self-development through CPDs and all. So the necessity for CPDs well explained, and hopefully everybody will be developing their selves as there is much advancement in the field of education. So we also need to be advanced. So thank you so much. Your voice modulation, your presentation is so vivid and very clear that all participants were very much engaged and very actively participating. So thank you once again.
Thank you so much, sir.
Shalini ma'am. Keep contributing to the education fraternity. Actually, we have been conducting back-to-back sessions, putting our time aside for the educators, but still the sessions we offer free of charge. But if certificate is required, definitely there is cost. So why there are a few people asking why should we pay for the certificate and all. So we have to understand that there is nothing free in this world. Even we have to pay for oxygen these days, right? So cost is incurred in all procedures and processes. So there is a reason. If certificate is not necessary, they don't have to pay. But the sessions we offer very free of cost, and we have been conducting more than 300 sessions till date, more than 300 sessions, and some more, what do you call, moderators or resource persons, they do not come for remuneration as well, but we forcefully give them remuneration because they are spending their time, they are they are very busy, we understand, they prepare and come, and so we have to, even sometimes we have to pay for to them from our pocket as well. But our ultimate goal is to help the teaching community to cater to the needs of the present and future generations. So I take this opportunity to request all the educators who have joined to swim along with us, to meet to fulfill the requirement of the new education policy, so that we can build the nation in the much desired way. So thank you so much, everybody, for your cooperation. Keep attending certificate, taking certificate is not mandate, but CPD, sir, you can consider them as mandate because it will pave way for your self-development. Thank you, Dr. Talka, for your great help. So
Thank you, sir.
we can understand that, this festive occasion and time you're dedicated to teaching and all, but still you're coming on our platform and, spending time for others. So, Shalini ma'am, your dedication is so great, and we do really, appreciate, and we are grateful to you, equally grateful to Talha ma'am, and special thanks to Dr. Mridula Makajan for, facilitating the resource person to this platform. So thank you,
So
everybody.
it's
Keep
an
in
honor.
touch. Yeah.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. It's an honor to be here, sir. Thank you.
Absolutely, I
Thank you.
second with Salam ma'am, sir, and you're really doing, great work for teaching fraternity. If we will not focus on upskilling ourselves, then the entire, we are not pushing ourselves back, but we are pushing the entire generation back. So
Yes,
India
yes.
is growing in other areas, but education is the area where we all can come together and help India to grow with there also. And for that, your contribution is it's incomparable, sir. It's marvelous.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Shalini ma'am, Talha ma'am, everybody. Good night. Keep in touch. We'll be coming with another topic next week.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Have a good night. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.